watch this. This is infuriating, but also it's quite funny. We do this in Brooklyn, but by nature, it's not advertisable. Yeah, in America, you guys actually have laws around it, so you got to be a little bit more on the down low. But like, yeah, good. I'm glad you do it. You guys should implement that everywhere else. This video is infuriating, but it's really important, and it's also like Americans. America is the problem here. All of this is American. Every last bit of it. It's insane.
An offensive from the fringes has been launched against mainstream society.
I'm gonna put these scan lines on there because I'm worried that they might not like me showing this.
If you don't do that, we'll be arrested.
Heck, you got all that?
How do you feel then when you get labelled as a domestic terrorist?
It's just what we call the spin. It's like the sovereign citizen. It's out there to try and discredit us.
It's a quasi-civil war. And the front lines are courts, councils and cops.
Thank you, you may be seated.
The new armies are self-appointed law enforcement groups.
The defendants, in this case, former Prime Minister Scott Morrison, on the charge of human trafficking.
Guilty.
These aren't real courts. These are people saying they are sovereign citizens and that they don't have to follow the law, that they can go by common law, and then they're forming their own little, like, LARPy court. These are right-wingers. These are Americanized. Yeah, question mark 7 times. That's about how I feel watching this.
And so these sovereign citizens, like, what are they saying?
Some people call these groups sovereign citizens.
Are you a sovereign citizen?
I am a sovereign citizen, and everyone is a sovereign citizen.
Many try to distance themselves from the label.
Is this the peak body representing the sovereign citizen movement?
Nah, there is no peak body, and there is no sovereign citizen movement.
Whatever they call themselves, these groups are united in a belief that the government is illegitimate. They operate in an alternate reality where people have ultimate authority over the state. They believe
they literally live in a made-up reality in their head. None of this is real, none of this exists, but they've been taught this. Where do you think they learned this from? Where do you think that they're learning words like, you know, sovereign citizen from, huh? Is it maybe America? Maybe?
A new age is coming.
Stand your ground, hold your line in line.
Post-COVID.
This literally looks to me like 2015. It's QAnon. Yes, this is QAnon. This is Trumpism. At the beginning of 2016, 2015 era Trumpism.
The sovereign citizen movement is not fringe anymore. Governments are underestimating the reach and threats of these movements.
These groups take us inside their movement for the first time. We ask them what they want.
Every accusation is a confession. State your thesis. The Nazis are an infectious disease. They are a social contagion. They are the zombie virus, and they will spread. And once they spread, they will take over your mind, and they will destroy your life. Their ideology has its origins in the U.S. The foundational principle of MAGA before Trump even put it, catalyzed is this weirdo conspiracy movement. Yes, it's exactly what it is.
And what they're prepared to do to get it.
People that are angry and are willing to choose which laws to obey or not do.
Mind you, this is with the experience of getting to look at America and learn from their success.
Start making death threats. This is really violent. We have to be really careful about this. This is not a laughing matter.
Look, at least we're taking it seriously. Like, once they find their catalyst, their messiah, their holy mission, good luck Australia, yeah. But at least we're actually talking about it. When were we, like, calling these people terrorists in 2015? We weren't. We are now.
Just wave to a cop. Here he comes.
I just need your driver's license. You're the driver.
I'm not driving. Driving is a techno term for in-commerce. Please provide evidence I'm doing business.
You might recognize these scenes.
But I'm not under your law.
As a driver,
I do not have to.
Is it bad if I say that I'm okay for this cop to treat this civilian like they would treat most civilians?
observe you driving.
Are you conspiring to commit murder? Fact, you can't force rape me.
Is it your vehicle?
During COVID, a group of people started broadcasting their clashes with police.
Travelling in my private
property. No, you can call it whatever you like, but I'm telling you, you're driving a motor vehicle in Victoria.
It's easy. Oh, whoa.
You're under arrest.
Please state your name and address.
The common law does not require...
Please state your name and address.
Why do I become a Republican when I see these people? Like, fucking, that's an illegal immigrant. I want them abused by the police and deported. This is The Onion, real quick. Just because I'm looking at these people like, why are the cops so nice?
What you're seeing now is disturbing new video released today of Chicago police officers appearing to handle a situation non-violently.
Hey there, how you doing?
Body cam footage obtained exclusively by ONN captured what began as a routine traffic stop before turning into something far more shocking.
You can put your hands down, sir. Real quick, can I get your license and your registration, my friend?
Officers can be seen approaching the vehicle before issuing the driver a warning for a broken taillight, letting him go without even so much as drawing their firearms.
Sir, just do me a favor and get that fixed up as soon as possible, all right? Hey, you take care. Drive safe.
Cameron Howard, who was seen in the video not being brutalized, says he was stunned.
I just never imagined anyone would ever be treated that way by the police, especially not someone like me.
While these types of incidents make up less than half of 1% of police interactions, law enforcement officials are assuring the public they do not expect anything like this to ever happen again.
When you wear that badge, put on that uniform, there are certain standards and expectations that come with it. This is not who we are.
According to police, the officers in question have been suspended indefinitely and will now be required to attend extensive combat escalation training before they are put back on patrol.
Oh, God, it's still wild that this almost doesn't feel like satire anymore. It would have been hilarious when the Karen made the forced rape comment. The cop replied, "Ma'am, I can assure you that no one here is sexually interested in you." That would have been very funny, yeah. But they, like, we need to... I don't know why they're so nice to these fucking people when they're not nice to anyone else. Yes, they're white, sure, but it can't just be that.
Address or I'll place you under arrest.
Let me put it to you that acts only apply to persons, to fictitious people. I'm a living man. Do you agree that I'm a living man?
You don't have consent.
I want you to define man.
If you break my window, open it up. If you break my window, no, you are trespassing against my property, sir.
But what starts as a bold declaration of freedom from the law can quickly turn to financial ruin or imprisonment.
You're on my property, mate. I'm asking you.
Honestly, long leg Homo sapien, it is worth a shot. Maybe all the innocent people being brutalized by ICE do need to start, like, vomiting random sovereign citizen nonsense. At the very least, it might, like you said, stun ICE for, like, a couple minutes. It might put off the beatings a little bit.
Yeah, I'm on your property because we are impounding your vehicle.
I want to meet the man in this video.
You're breaking the law, fellas. I know the law.
You clearly do not. They're gonna destroy this country if we let them. And I don't know how to not let them. This sounds like an uncle. This is the majority of right-leaning, politically incoherent Australians. Like, it's a good chunk of the population. It's unfortunate.
John, how are you? I'm good. I think I'm at the end of your street.
Island. One-time law student John Quaremba lives on a houseboat docked on Hindmarsh Island.
Of course he does.
Come on, mate.
Thanks for having us.
So it's pretty basic, anybody?
How long have you been out here on the...
2 years. 2 years now on the boat, which is good. The coffee was all right, coffee. We'll make a beautiful coffee for you, mate.
My God, that's a lot of filler.
From his boat,
Here we go.
John is waging what he calls lawfare against the system. Yeah.
Isn't this what Trump was complaining that the system was doing against him? Lawfare? Oh, sir, I understand you are from Border Patrol, but I actually have clearance from another jurisdiction. I'm under the new Trump America's first sovereign autonomous authority, and it's actually beyond illegal for you to... Literally, I don't know why not. Try it. Who gives a shit? Go give it a go.
Has thousands of followers.
I think what I see...
Literally do the fucking Rick and Morty thing. If you touch me, you're gonna die. Like, instant death. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. If I find one of them stupid enough to try it, fuck with them. Carry a faked on a paperwork? True.
And I said to you, it's like a quasi-civil war. Damn, it's like a paper.
Oh, look, we're already at the Civil War rhetoric, and they haven't even started their movement. This is literally QAnon. This is like the birth of MAGA. But in Australia, it's exactly the same. I was there when this was written, all right? I know.
You know, sugar?
I was dating a fucking QAnoner.
When COVID border closures kept him from visiting his mother, John began questioning the government.
My mum was, you know, she was getting cancer treatment. She was in stage 4. So when we weren't able to see her, that was profound, because it was the first time that I thought, wait a second, I thought we were one country, like a federated country, and they closed the borders.
COVID broke so many people's brains, guys. So many. It was right at the start, all right? QAnon hadn't gotten that bad. I was mostly making fun of them for believing that stuff was going to come true, and I kept being right, but, you know.
Then really started making me question the law, and I did always want to sort of study. And at that time,
I didn't want to learn things, but I questioned the law, and I was really mad because I didn't learn things, and I was just mad about it. Her dying words of "I should have had that abortion." Paste.
You wanted to see your mum, right?
I really wanted to see mum. Yeah. So I went over. I broke the law, you know, that they said there was at the time. And that was pretty tough.
To be fair, so was the Prime Minister. So I can't blame him on that one.
This is the thing that, you know, I didn't get vaccinated. I didn't wear a mask. I was ostracised in my community. I had pretty strong beliefs.
You should have been ostracized more. I don't think people understand that the masks were never about you. You weren't wearing a mask for your protection. You were wearing a mask for other people to be protected from you. That's why they were there. You were the danger. It was protecting them from you. And that's why you wore it, because they also wore it.
About what was going on. We haven't had any accountability, and the people are still angry. Under the surface, still bubbling. That anger is still bubbling.
He is correct there. It's happening in America too. They want to indict Fauci with Obama. Still.
Anger over COVID restrictions reached a crescendo in 2022 during the convoy to Canberra.
Stand your ground, hold your line in light, in love and peace, and lawful.
This is how many people are easily brought over to the right. These are the people that will be attending the Nazi rallies that are going to be labeled as Australia first, you know, power to the Australian people. You know, they're not labeling it as a Nazi rally, except the organizers are literally members of the National Socialist Network. You're forgetting the meta, fuck the poor, fuck brown people, fuck trans people, and almost all, fuck everyone but me. Yeah, we're building on that too. In Australia, I've never heard anyone give a shit about trans people until recently. There's also people trying to ban abortion here now. It's gotten far more, like, racist in the last couple of years. Yeah, American ideology is a fucking poison infecting this country.
Become the largest protest ever held on the steps of Parliament.
Please do not attempt to enter the forecourt or car park, as you may be subject to arrest.
Almost like there's a playbook for civil unrest. Yeah, I don't know why we're not using it. Ever think about, like, sitting down with Project 2025 and then just going page by page and figuring out how to reverse it and be the, the exact opposite of what they're trying to do, and to build a 900-page document that would guide us? You know, that seems like a pretty good idea. We did. I figured you did. It's a good idea. We still need them to wear masks so they shut the fuck up. I mean, I'd rather just gag them at this point and throw them in the hole, but, you know, it is what it is. Sure, Facebook has a hand, per usual. Yeah, absolutely. Twitter as well. TikTok, too.
It's a bit of a sticky situation, Abby.
John took on a leadership role.
Because I'm not going to be intimidated by you.
I can still hear the excitement in your voice.
Oh, but it was because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know. I thought I was just going there to be a protester, like everybody else, just say enough's enough. But then what happened when I got there, really quickly within sort of 48 hours, I found myself like right at the tip of the spear.
Unit, forward.
The protesters were kicked out, and one of the organisers was arrested when police found his loaded sawn-off rifle.
Literally, these are like Jan 6ers. Put all of these people in prison. We talked about yesterday, and I sent you a video in chat at some point today about just how far down the line you have to be to get here, like how difficult it is to de-radicalize. It's almost impossible. Like, genuinely. Here, I'll link it to you again.
That many people have in the war against fascism, that they, through good conversation and being nice, can de-radicalize people. But to understand why this doesn't work also requires you to understand what the road to radicalization looks like, and how many steps down the path you have to be to show up at a far-right rally.
How many steps in are these people that they showed up here? Remember, this was during COVID. This was a far-right rally to break lockdowns. How many steps of radicalization did all of these people have to go through to get here, to be at this rally? They're not on the first step, I'll tell you that much.
Sawn-off rifle. The convoy was over, but a new movement was born.
For a lot of people, that was the first time that they'd really confronted law as a coercive force. Law telling you that you can't do the thing that you really want to do. I have to wear a mask in public. I have to get the vaccine if I want to go into this job. That felt really onerous for a lot of people.
See, here's the issue. Because all they think about is I have to wear a mask. I have to get the vaccine if I want the job. It's not I, it's we. It's all of us. The issue here, as with most things, is hyper-individualism. I'll tell you my story one day. I can tell you how this comes out. My mother radicalized me only to miss the plot because fucking social media. Many people get brainwashed by social media. I mean, I'm sorry that she missed the plot there, but I mean, you seem to be doing all right. Personally, like, what radicalized me to the left was watching Bernie Sanders get the primary stolen from him. You have to not try and kill your immunocompromised coworkers. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, they need to give a shit first. The issue being, again, people don't have any investment in their community. Nobody gives a shit about their neighbors. You should all talk to your neighbors. You should have at least one of your neighbor's phone number in your phone in case, I don't know, there's a fire, a tornado, an earthquake. What if you're hungry and you need food and you just are broke as shit? Like, you need community. Work with your neighbors, talk to people, go offline. Brainwashing everywhere for everything. That's the entire business model.
And suddenly, law was not always their friend.
Dr. Joe McIntyre has been charting the rise of what's called pseudo-law. It's where people use legal-sounding phrases and arguments that have no actual basis in law. They're often drawn from conspiracy theories.
The lawyers in this chat are probably seething at every fucking word these people say. I did get the best part of her growing up at a very young age when shit was sticking. Good. I mean, that's great. Watched and listened to her and was old enough to see the changes. It's horrible that we're now in a situation that we have to prevent our parents from losing their minds. I had to prevent my mother from not becoming an anti-vaxxer during COVID. It's insane. I had to scare her. I was screaming the first time. This time, I mean, to be fair, I sent it to you, Buncore, like half an hour in. Here, that was fucking crazy. So
there were gatherings of anti-vax protesters that really operated to help disseminate a lot of the theory of pseudo-law. And then that spread back into the regions, and we've got different hotbeds all around Australia.
So I was finding out who was going and who was challenging the system. So there's different methods of challenging it that people are doing.
John operates in an alternate legal world, and it's difficult to make sense of it.
If he alternates in a, if he lives in an alternate legal world, does engaging with him still require, normal people to follow the law? They'd rather experiment with bleach and horse medicine than take tested vaccine. That's true. That is fucking true. You know that they say that ivermectin cures cancer now? They're taking horse medicine. Sorry, no, that was a fish bowl cleaner, right? Fish bowl cleaner for their cancer.
This is some of the paperwork that comes through that's been actually interpreted into sort of Australian jurisdiction to explain what it is, okay? So, and this is why I've never presented this to any authorities, okay, because I innately know what's going on with the sovereign citizen movement.
Literally just rambling.
Okay, that's a declassified AFP document. So this here.
Sorry. Another case of people being too stupid to read the information that they are demanding. Do they ever become addicted to horse paste? Ask Elon. Do people have an oppression fetish? Yes, a lot of them do.
This here is literally what they are talking about. So that there, where you see when someone's put a thumbprint on there, the AFP and the authorities say that if you see that anywhere, you're dealing with a sovereign citizen.
No, they don't. The Australian Federal Police do not do that. That's not how that works. You're just putting shit together in your head. This is state-sponsored by America schizophrenia.
They don't worry about what's written on there. They look at something as an identifier here. But when you look at that identifier, you can also see that there's a public notary.
What's the significance of all of this?
Yeah, like, okay. I was about to be like, what? Okay, fine. What?
It comes to my attention that the occupying Unidroit government is in flagrant violation of Palermo protocols through unconscionable use of debased dog Latin glossa fraud. Therefore, I'm cancelling power of attorney over my legal persons and all relevant trade names, back to the permanent domicile of the land and soil jurisdiction of Terra Australis, commonly known as the Commonwealth of Australia. Effectively,
John believes this document cancels his legal status in the mainstream system. This, he says, allows him to live his life according...
No, this is actually really sad. It is quite sad to see people this, like, deep into the brainwashing.
...to a set of principles he calls common law.
So what is common law?
Well, in whose eyes, I mean...
What this guy actually is an anarchist. He just doesn't know that. That's the sad part. This man is an anarchist. He could be incredibly based if we got to him first.
In your eyes?
Well, in my eyes, common law sort of means a few things. Common law is, do no harm, injury or loss.
Literally, the dude's an anarchist. He just doesn't know that.
Come over here, mate. This is what you step.
The way these groups use the term common law is different to the way our legal system does. They believe it empowers them
Anarchist
to operate
minus the brain cells. Exactly.
under a natural, God-given law that is superior to any of the rules that govern society.
And caps.
Can you see why these ideas might appeal to most people?
This is really a powerful spell. If I cast this spell properly, I don't have to pay my mortgage.
You know, like, the thing is, this is kind of a spell. This is a spell that's being cast on these people. This is the brainwashing spell. You feel attacked because you were an ANCAP, but you're not an ANCAP anymore because you know that's not a real ideology. Common law equals no aggression principle? Yeah, no, it doesn't. They're like, they don't know what they're talking about. These people are too retarded to read the information that they hold in their hands.
Who wants to pay?
Not coke. This is Australia. They do meth here. Coke is for Sydney. Everywhere else, it's meth.
Their mortgage. You know, I don't have to pay my tax. Who wants to pay their tax? So I can believe in the...
Oh, again, selfish ass. I don't want to pay fucking taxes. Yeah, every time. It's these motherfuckers. The I'm rich and I don't want to pay taxes assholes. We're casting spells. Wow. To be fair, last year, before the election, I think it was Tucker Carlson who made a tweet about, like, Marxist spellcraft that I covered. It was wild. It was very funny. But, like, realistically, yes, it functions like you are casting a spell on somebody. In their mind, it cuts off their roads to reality and puts you in a box. In fact, the way you speak to somebody matters. If you, for example, if you're giving someone a suggestion, right? If you're saying, hey, you should wear that blue shirt tomorrow. That is less effective than saying, hey, when you wear that blue shirt tomorrow, and then something else, you're already assuming that they're going to wear it. That then affects how they feel about it, and they are more likely to wear it. That's what I mean by it's a fucking spell. There might be a case to make if you lived off grid that, like, I'm a stateless person not within your jurisdiction. That's not even, like, possible here. And I don't even really think it's possible anywhere anymore. And Marxist spellcraft does sound base.
Law. I have the access to the true law. I'm not a lawbreaker, and I avoid those
You are
legal
literally a
consequences I don't
criminal.
want. That's a really beguiling combination. And we get lots of different groups that are doing this. But the Sovereign Citizen is the one that most people may have heard of before.
And they're
John
all
doesn't
far-right Nazi offshoots, or rather, in the process of creating Nazis. Adopt your affirmative voice and your active voice. Be a great communicator. Speak with intention. True, exactly. People will, like, do the thing if you talk like that. You're much more likely to make change if you speak affirmatively, if you are active. When you go and talk to people in your community, talk to them like I'm talking to you. And when you do that, they will most likely be much more open to engagement. Nazi fucking wizards. I mean, to be fair, the classical Nazis also tried to do wizard shit, so...
himself a sovereign citizen, but many of his arguments come from their playbook. Last year, he was charged with driving unlicensed, unregistered, uninsured.
Bro, just go live in fucking Russia. If you don't want to live in a civilized society, go to Russia.
People are going to ask, like, why don't you just get a license?
Okay, so...
You know what I mean? Like,
I read too much law. That's probably why. I just like to question everything and challenge and test. And what I found is that...
people that are too dumb to understand what they're reading, and reading very, like, PhD level fucking shit.
Once we start applying the rules, like everybody else does, like the barristers and the lawyers do, is that we start to have success.
There is absolutely no legitimacy to any of it. And that has been found by courts at every level and in every state in Australia and at every level and in every country in the world.
Literally, yeah.
Before
There's
he
no
was
such
Dean of
thing as
Law
this.
at
All of this is made up.
Southern Cross University, David Heilpern was a magistrate in New South Wales. He remembers when he first encountered sovereign...
Remember the Contra video? Question everything, nothing is ever a coincidence, and nothing can ever just exist. It has to always mean something. That's how they get there. It's one thread to the next thread, to the next thread, to the next thread.
Citizen, or pseudo-law, arguments in his courtroom.
A smattering of people came before me talking what I thought was an entirely different legal language, which was along the lines of, I am not that person, you must capitalise my name, you have no authority to sit there, you didn't take an oath, I have a right to a trial by jury, and sort of a mishmash of what we now know as sovereign citizen views.
The Thule Society helped develop the Nazi Party and the Order of Nine Angels, and they still exist today. Yes, they do. The Thule Society is something that should be smited by God, let's say. I think that's safe.
Theories and approaches.
These groups are no longer an occasional administrative headache for courts. We've confirmed they are now a top concern within the judiciary today.
So we went from
A few weeks
2015 to
after we met
2017
John,
already.
we join him as he faces the Adelaide Magistrates Court.
John, good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise.
What's your charge?
Well, the charges are minor driving matters, just driving
This is
offences.
my state too.
This has been, for me, an investigation to be able to get all the evidence that I needed to show the collusion that's being used against the Australian people from propaganda of name.
Again, like, could you imagine how useful these people would be if we got to them first? Do you hear the words coming out of this man's mouth? The fact that he's, like, talking about nonsense is the only problem. If you just point him in the right direction, this man will be a fucking soldier for the left. He'll see a comrade. He wants to do the fight. He's just looking in the wrong direction.
Calling them something, whether it be sovereign citizen, so that they can deny them due process, procedural fairness, and natural justice.
I don't know what the fuck natural justice is, but...
I go in to watch. John tries to mount a common law defense that he was breaking the law out of necessity. And as evidence, he presents the declassified AFP briefing on sovereign citizens he showed me earlier. His arguments fail.
Yeah, that was a, like, that's the best you got, mate? Never mind, maybe he wouldn't be a soldier. Maybe we could just have him, you know, patrol the streets.
And he's found guilty on all 5 counts.
How do you feel the judge found you guilty on all 5 counts?
It's a technical process, and this is what I can tell you right now, is that people are being disillusioned with. When they see people like me that really try their heart out to learn and do everything the right way, and they go, well, if you've got a guy like that that's trying to do it the right way and it doesn't work, we might as well go in there and give them the pseudo-law arguments. As I say in law, you don't win or lose.
Yes, I have tried plugging it in. We started with one in this video, actually.
John is still waiting to be sentenced. These are people who feel as though they've lost a lot.
They're doing magic. Common law, natural law, pseudoscience. This is fucking sorcery.
Or are at risk of losing it all.
And many of them are, because once they go down the rabbit hole of sovereign citizenship, you know, they may lose their licence, but they don't care. That doesn't apply to them, so they keep driving. So then it's drive while disqualified. And then they don't stop when the police tell them to.
And then after like 2 or 3, now you have invested in this movement. And now there is the, what's the effect? You know, when you invest in something, even if you want to step away from it, you won't do it because you feel like you're wasting what you've invested. I'm not driving, I'm traveling. And they pull out a long printout. Sunken costs, yeah, exactly. Pseudo-law sounds like how I code, I'm in. Yeah, no, not what they're talking about, coherent memes. But yeah, it's the sunk cost thing. You have now invested time in it, you've lost your driver's license, you got arrested again. You're not gonna move away from the people ruining your life. You're gonna go deeper into the hole.
Stop. And that becomes a police chase. And then, so it just escalates. And the end result for many of them is prison.
In which they learn how to do crime better, and then they get out and do more crime. And also, most of them become much more white nationalists after prison.
We're going to fight that every step of the way.
Judge Walker, you are concerning treason against the King of England?
You're committing treason against the King of England. Oh my goodness.
Threats to judicial officers from pseudo-law adherents are real and rising.
You are now charged, you are under arrest. You are trading in necromancy. You are in treason. You are in...
Did he just say necromancy?
Under arrest. You are trading in necromancy.
You're under arrest and you're trading in necromancy, he says to the judge in the court hearing. He did say that. Yeah, sorry. I had to double check. I really did. They're a real demographic, but their niche is edgy, contrarianism, best case scenario, worst case scenario. They live in Vegas, do hate Christians and socialists, and have done porn or either killed a person, witnessed a guy. Yeah, these are like, yeah. Wasn't Necromancy the Fox News guy from earlier? Yeah, he was the one saying he spoke to all of the dead people. ANCAPs, I mean. I'm like, okay, ANCAPs are one thing. This is a whole other thing. I don't think like Milei in Argentina is an ANCAP, and I don't think he believes in necromancy, and the dog has cloned his dog and thinks one of the clones of his dog is the spirit of his original dog who gives him advice on how to run the government, all right? So like that's ANCAPs, that's Milei. This is another thing. He thinks he's more boring as he's a boring as Doctor Strange. Yeah, I saw a police training video on sovereign citizens. They actually are cautious of their tactics is to cause a lot of confusion and take out the cop. I think the cops need to be significantly meaner to these people. Ironically, you know, like I'm usually one for like cops are bad. Let's defund the police. State should not be doing the policing. It should be community. I still believe that. But if we have cops like we do, I think at least. Yeah, if we're not going to get rid of them, then bully the fucking, like, demons before they gain power. I kind of want to out-cult the MAGA cult for fun only. I think that it's not a bad idea to, like, Vietnam the liberals. Have you seen Newsom's tweets lately? Reverse card for sure. Yeah, we've covered them. I've talked about the fact that, like, Newsom is a demon. But he's our demon right now. Now, the memes are funny. But they're only funny. They're not actually doing anything. That's just a thing. I've seen people on Twitter talk about, oh, Newsom 2028, and those people are ops or idiots. All right? Like, we just need to be mean. Newsom is not the guy. He's not the guy. But, yeah, let's V-in on them. Let's fucking D-in on them. I don't know. S-in on them. Socialist anon. Scare the fuck out of them. Why not? If the whole country runs on brainwashing, then why should we not engage in it? In, like, a positive way. To anti-brainwash. You can reverse the course.
You are in treason. You are in treason.
This man, Derek Ballard,
I'm not even sure that's proper grammar. You're in treason? No.
has a history of intimidating courts. He sells advice to people in expensive online classes, claiming great success in getting people off charges.
Can I get someone to count how many sheriffs are here, because they will all be putting our affidavit to the federal police?
2, 4, 6.
I've got one sheriff's badge number. Can we have every sheriff's
7,
badge?
8.
I wonder if sovereign citizens are
Judges,
a D&D class.
including David Heilpern, have been the target of death threats.
Yes, threats against me, threats against lawyers.
Does that sound
threats
familiar? You know, the right-wingers who complain about how their rights are being trampled on, giving death threats to people who are in institutions. Does that sound familiar to any of you across the pond?
Please. There was a person who regularly appeared before me in a court charged with a whole range of offences, and he had been mounting sovereign citizen arguments, which I had been dismissing and convicting him. And then he bailed himself up in a house, indicated that he was going to kill anyone who came for him, and kill the judicial officers, not just me, but others who'd been
Literal violent terrorists. Why is this person, like, not... Like, why are we getting here first? I mean, I know we didn't learn anything, but imagine if the left, who has all the programmers, to be honest, actually did bot farms. I've been saying we should. Why don't we? Why the fuck don't we? Please, somebody make a bot farm. Hell, like, not even, like, propaganda, just use it to bully, like, the right. Just make a bot farm that posts Nancy Mace's face with, like, beans over and over again. Who cares? Have fun with it. This is war. And I'm not the one saying it first. They all said it first. Hell, I didn't call this war until I watched Fox News say it first. So, you know, you can't say that I'm instigating. Fox News said it first. I was going to say you're in treason was proper English. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. I like what you're saying. I like before chat. Welcome, E. Johnson 2003. Well, good to have you here.
Involved in his case. That means increased protection at your homes. Your family have to be alerted. There's increased security measures in the courts.
Why not just arrest the guy who's threatening to kill several, like, people? Like, he's saying, I will kill these people. Just go arrest him. He's already committed crimes, right? He's locked himself, barricaded himself in that house. Just go and get him. He's a danger to the community. Just pump random stories claiming Caroline Levitt is a legendary triple chance. Do it! Yes! Please! Why do sovereign citizens care about the King of England? Because the King of England is also the King of Australia, because we're part of the Commonwealth. Like, when I took my citizenship pledge, I had to pledge allegiance to the King. Now, was that uncomfortable? Yes. Did my skin burn a little bit? Yes. But did I do it? Yes.
Those things take a toll on you as a judicial officer and as a person, as a parent.
These kinds of threats have the capacity to become violent.
They're saying...
This is what I mean by we need a narrative. All of this is possible because they have a line that they go, like, through. They have a pathway. There's a funnel here. There is a story that they're being told, a story that they're believing. You're going to see later, we're going to start talking about, you know, fucking elite pedophile sex trafficker cartels. Like, they have all of the QAnon rhetoric. It's the same thing. It's a story. Now flip it, because every accusation is a confession, so it's the same story but reversed. Just change it and make it sound like, A, more realistic, and B, not like, you know, in a way that, like, will hit their brain. You're just gonna word it dumbly. You gotta reduce the vocabulary down to like 70 words, about Trump's level, and then just point it at them. That's it.
That their laws and their rules and their orders override the legitimate ones. And that is a step towards what we've seen, which is violence.
The US has seen a cascade of
I know about the King of Australia, but it's a huge difference between Australia and the US sovereign citizens. Well, I mean, like, these people don't actually understand what they're talking about, or read, or can read. I know countries that are genuinely lazy, chill people who don't want to do paperwork or mess with anyone if they don't have to. They just don't attract much attention outside of their location because they don't have any viral body cam footage or anything. Well, I mean, that's kind of like one of these cases. Australia is generally lazy, chill people who, like, don't want to do much paperwork or mess around. Like, this is fucked.
Violent incidents involving sovereign citizens, like the shooting of 2 police officers during a traffic stop in Arkansas in 2010. The heavily armed assault on a courthouse in Georgia in 2014.
Guys, you know, this is your country. It's been your country.
And just last year,
In 2014, we could have stopped this.
5 shootouts with police, including at 2 traffic stops.
Hey, Patrick. This is your last chance to come out, Patrick. You've got a felony warrant for your arrest, a bunch of other warrants. Oh, there you go.
I've been tracking sovereign citizens' interactions with police and also sovereign citizens who have engaged in violence.
Dr. Christine Sarteski.
It's actually quite important what she's about to say, because it is a lie that we have been fed for years that every single one of us knows is untrue.
Is a professor of criminology who's been recording these incidents for years internationally.
I have currently, in terms of the violence database, over 600 cases where they have engaged in violence, and approximately 140 of them are involved in murder cases. And, you know, there's been I think a notion that sovereigns are rarely violent. I think that I've heard that repeatedly, that they are primarily paper
I have heard that
terrorists.
repeatedly.
And so I wanted to track some of their behavior and crimes to see, is that true? Are they primarily paper terrorists? And while it is still...
I love that we're already calling them terrorists, because that's exactly what they are.
Early in the data collection process, it does seem that they do engage in quite a bit of violence activity.
More often than not,
and it's
actually.
happened here too.
Oh, sorry. Can we reach these people before the Order of the Nine Angels and the Nazis do? Is that possible, or are they just gone for the most part? Are they psychopaths with no direction? Unfortunately, most of them are zombies. And, like, think about it like the zombie virus. You know, some of them aren't, though. The way that I like to differentiate is if they will engage with you, then you have a chance. If you have to go to them, then you're going to get bit by the zombie.
Wiambilla is a rural town west of Brisbane. In late 2022, it was the scene of a deadly shooting and marked a turning point in Australia's understanding of domestic extremism.
Like, I hate to say that, I really do, but like, as we've discussed, the amount of radicalization, the amount of steps you have to take to get here is fucking wild. Like, this is not someone who doesn't know what they're doing. This is someone who absolutely knows what they're doing.
He shot Rachel, I believe. I think she's dead. They're coming, they're shooting. The other two officers.
This is what, like, American Southerners dream of when they think about cops coming onto their property, and now they just lick their boots instead. Hey guys, join the SRA. Go look into your local SRA. Go buy a gun before they ban them for leftists. Go arm yourself and form a local, well-regulated militia. This is literally why you have the Second Amendment. We don't want the sort of people the Order of Nine Angels attracts. Their occult practices literally include murder and child predation. They actively try and recruit sociopaths and psychopaths. Yeah, generally, like, you can tell if someone's savable. And usually the answer is no, because this has been ongoing for more than a decade. I think we might have to just acknowledge that a lot of these people are zombies, and a lot of these people might change their mind as time goes on, as they lose, but it's going to be really difficult to differentiate who's lying. And I'm very much a forgiveness person, but we need to really be able to, like, we fucked up last time. We let far too many of these people free. There's only one way to deal with a zombie. Now, if they're not fully infected and turned yet, then sure, maybe there's a cure. We might be able to work that out. But if they've turned, they've turned. We can have much more success recruiting normies. It's true. It's true. Like, I don't like to say this. It's not like I'm a fan of this. I, for almost a year, shouted from the rooftops how bad violent revolution would be. I talked about how I didn't want it, how violent revolution will bring resentment, how the revolution that liberates us all needs to come from needs to be organized by the disillusioned petit bourgeois, the middle class that has moved away from capitalism, whereas the working class is the actual base of the movement. And that would be how you avoid the resentment carrying over, because the working class generally are just going to want to be the new ruling class. People are angry, they don't have time to, like, the general person you see on the street, these guys, right? These guys would bring the resentment over. I want to take the place of the billionaire. Whereas a proper revolution would not do that. Now, if we're having a violent revolution, which I dislike, but now it seems like it might not be a choice that we get to make, because it seems like they're going to start trying to hunt us. Well, that will then result in us recreating liberalism, and then we'll have to spin the wheel again, because I don't really think you can get to socialism without having gone through liberalism. And if we've gone backwards from liberalism to feudalism, that means we have to go back to liberalism before we can then move to socialism. So I think the steps to have socialism need to be built during liberalism. I talked about this for months. Begged people to vote for Harris because she was a piece of shit, but she was the easier opponent. But no, now we have to start all over. You know, it's a hard road to de-radicalization. Dogmas everywhere. People look to exploit weak points. Personally, I don't think that you can really de-radicalize somebody after a certain point. I mean, here, like, we covered this video yesterday. I'd watch it now, but it's long, and we still have half of this to finish, because this is quite important. Again, like, there's Nazi rallies on the 31st in every major city in Australia. if you are an Australian and live in Australia, and you are planning to go, like, go and take your camera, bring your friends, document this shit. We need to shame these people. We cannot allow the idea that, like, these rallies are just for, like, Australian patriots. No, they're literally organized by the NSN, by the National Socialist Network.
Fuck. You good?
These are terrorists.
Fuck. I think I made shot.
I'm not particularly, like, sure, and to be fair, like, the context has changed enough that it's, like, techno-feudalism now, Latino Mifune, but, like, under the system that we had, like, 3-4 years ago, that would have been my, like, viewpoint on it. I'm not sure I believe that anymore, but I don't actually know what comes next now. It's kind of up in the air.
2 police officers and a neighbour were murdered in a premeditated ambush by Gareth, Nathaniel and Stacey Train, who adhered to a Christian extremist ideology.
It's always the fucking Christian ISIS people. Oh my god.
The attack bore the hallmarks of sovereign-style paranoia, distrust of state authority, rejection of legal legitimacy, and the belief that violence was justified in resisting tyranny.
Now, I'll agree with them on that last part, but, you know, I can't advocate for it. But, you know, I think that that is a valid point. Now, I think that they are misunderstanding the analysis that leads them to that point. But, you know, there is more than one possible future ahead of us, which means there's opportunities for us to build a better alternative. 100%, and I've said this before, impossible things happen every day now. And generally, they're bad, but impossible things are happening every day. Fucking Trump was talking about how he's worried about going to hell today. You understand that, right? That means good impossible things can also happen. We actually probably have more opportunity for large-scale change now than we did before. And that's only if we take the opportunity, and it doesn't look like we're going to. We don't have, like, an organized resistance on the left. Like, we just don't. And part of it is, like, operatives, part of it is liberals, part of it is leftist infighting, but, like, we just do not have an organized structure. And I need the left to stop arguing about details about fucking policy and theory and just fight the fucking Nazis. We can figure the rest of that out later when we're not dead. They want the oceans to boil and burn us alive while they farm us like we're fucking animals.
Some of the people we spoke to for this story described the trains almost like martyrs for the freedom movement.
After the shooting, Queensland Police and ASIO said the Train family were not sovereign citizens. It highlights a problem with trying to divide people into narrow groups when they seem to be part of one common cause. If authorities fail to recognise a broader definition of anti-government extremism, they could miss the true extent of this evolving movement.
People that we've spoken to are really...
It's both good to hear, like, the rhetoric is overt and we're calling them, like, terrorists and anti-gov, but, like, also it still feels so lib-pilled that, like, I feel like I could have found something like this on MSNBC like 3 years ago. I told an organizer that I don't have the lingo, but I get the concepts, and I don't know how much I need to know other than I like this, I don't want this part, it's gotta go now. That's all you need, state your thesis. You don't need the lingo. You don't. In fact, it's not helpful. Talking like a leftist is not helpful in messaging to normies. Just, I don't like this, I do like that, fuck that guy, that's a pedophile, this person's based. That's all you need to know. Even the aesthetic differences are very limited over a greater scale of time, true.
Really trying to distance themselves from the sovereign citizen label.
I have seen that as well, the shift away from the term sovereign citizen, and I think it's primarily because there is a belief among many sovereign citizens that their governments have labeled them as terrorists, and they do not wish to be seen as a terrorist. They don't regard themselves as such.
Yeah, I'm sure ISIS didn't regard themselves as terrorists either.
Is it a rebranding, or do you think it's a genuine shift in their ideology?
I think it's an attempt at a rebrand, but if you listen to what they say, everything is what they've always said.
Tassie, the state everyone forgets about.
Northwest Tasmania is a known hotbed of anti-government views. Here, people are forcing their agendas on local...
Yeah, it's like when the alt-right became America. I mean, to be fair, it's like when they became the alt-right.
councils. And many of the people we're speaking to say this man is a key figure in implementing the strategy. Shane Allison, known as Kush.
How are you, Kush?
Hey.
Good to meet you. Pleasure.
This man looks like he would be called Kush. Jesus Christ.
So this is sort of where it all started. My grandmother lived up there on the corner of Bell's Parade. And
Kush's views range from opposition to wind farms and vaccines to conspiracy theories that...
He's literally a Trumpist. Wind farms. Ooh, the whales are sad.
Politicians traffic children and Jewish bankers control the world.
Ah, okay, so he's just an American Nazi. Love that.
Bell's Parade.
Have a good night, Edge. Good to see you.
Kush's views range from opposition to wind farms and vaccines to conspiracy theories that politicians traffic children and Jewish bankers control the world.
Literally
He
just
rejects the
MAGA.
term sovereign citizen.
It's a total oxymoron. Same as conspiracy theorist. And it's just branding people names, you know. You get people, I deal with people that call themselves activists. Well, why do you want to be branded anything?
But there is an umbrella of frustrations that these community members all feel together.
Umbrella's probably a good word.
Just put these people in the hole, close the latch, and then go and bring them food and water every couple of hours. That's all you need to do.
Rather than a bracket. And yeah, they all feel...
As the state, by the way, I'm talking to you as the government. Please, the AFP, go and arrest these terrorists, put them in a hole, cover the latch, and then go and bring them food and water every few hours. The world will be safer, and Australia will thank you for your service.
Disjointed, not getting... just being respected for coming in as a community meeting.
Kush believes the best way to challenge the government is with grassroots action in local councils. He's a former councillor himself.
You can enact a lot of changes if you have a fair council and proper debate, and people are voting on their community to start with, and then their region, and then their state, rather than voting for an idealism of a government or an opposition or a party, or what the government's agenda is trying to be pushed.
Fucking ANCAPs. See, this is why, like, I dislike anyone who calls themselves an ANCAP. Believe that anarcho-capitalism is an actual, like, ideology. I don't think that it makes sense. Just like I don't think that Marxism-Leninism is real either. They're contradictory ideologies. You can't put them together because they are literally opposites of each other. These people who say that, though, who go around calling themselves libertarians, I want to punch them right in the fucking face. Like, they poison the label. Libertarian is a left-wing ideology. And these people have turned it into, melee with a fucking chainsaw, Elon Musk cutting the government. Like, that's what they've turned this into. Okay, so I watched that video. I wanted to say thank you. I don't want to make this long. I'll just say it resonated with me. I'm glad. I'm really, really glad. And, like, please, keep coming back. We talk about this stuff every day. Ideologies can be incoherent. I mean, like, can be incoherent, but, like, does that make it a real functional ideology? The group I'm being vetted by threw me in a socialist summer school thing. I like history, so it's all been great. Helps in not making the same mistakes solely. The rest I don't need. That makes sense. You know, like, experiencing different ideas is important. And you know what? I really, really think that traveling, ironically, is quite important here. Even if it's just to, like, a different city in your same state. Going a couple states over, spending like a month or two with people that you don't know in a place that you don't know makes a huge difference in how you view the world. All people who claim that claim ML isn't real gives me a clear indicator of who to totally ignore. Oh, who claim they are ML. True. True.
What about the councillors that say they feel threatened when people come into these council meetings in big numbers?
If you're not answering the question
and make
you
death
get
threats
gaslit while you're in there, yes, people get angry. is where I grew up, all around here.
Cush's main goal appears to be greater scrutiny of all local council decisions.
If it was up to me, like, between 18 and 21, every single child would get 1 year of travel funded by the state. Like, not by the state, rather, because I wouldn't really have the state, but by the local community. Every young person, 1 year of travel, anywhere they want in the world. Just, here's some money, go fuck off and have fun. Come back in a year. I would make that like a program. You don't have to do it, though I would incentivize it heavily. And it would, I believe, actually make a huge difference. I've lived on 4 continents. I'm 29. I would not be the person I am today if I hadn't done that. I've lived in Montenegro. I've lived in parts of Turkey. I've lived all over the United States, and I've lived in Australia. All of these different places, even just like different places in Turkey, different places in the United States, between like Denver, Colorado, and like fucking rural North Carolina, there is a massive difference in what people believe, how people act, what people say. Like, it's important. If you can't afford to travel, make friends online around the world. Online, let them have the space to describe their own personal experience, offer their perspectives of their own governments. And I get that. And like, obviously, being able to afford this is huge. That's why I would incentivize this as like a part of education. This would be included in education. It's like, hey, you got to go and like talk to other people in other places. Other than 4 different locations on my bed. Sorry, I'm trolling. Fair enough. Like, guys, at least talk to your neighbors. Genuinely, go for a walk around your town and just say hi to people. Give them compliments. Go talk to the police in your town. I know everyone hates when I say this. Go talk to the police and try and get them to like you. Do you want to be Anne Frank? Or do you want to get shot when the Nazis come to town first and foremost by the cops? Go make friends with them. It's even easier if you make friends with the fire department first. Pro tip.
This campaign is placing a major burden on them. Earlier this year, Kentish Council held a vote on a motion claiming COVID vaccines are contaminated. Cush and his supporters backed it, and it passed 22 to 12. The mayor told us councils don't have the authority to decide on anything to do with vaccines.
No shit, because that's not, like, local law. And yes, police actually really like it when you talk to them. It's actually quite funny, because if you're afraid of being approached by the police for any reason, approaching them first will usually cancel out the risk. Don't be a crazy leftist, just be normal when you talk to them, absolutely. But like, yeah, if you're worried that they might approach you, but they haven't really quite noticed you yet, if you approach them first, you're probably in the clear. Probably. Don't quote me on that, and that does not work with ICE. I'm talking local cops. As long as your cops aren't, like, genuinely evil, and you would know that. I regularly attend PBA events. I am a well-known adversary in my area. Less of them aim directly for my dick when firing rubber bullets, at least. Hey, look, you know, improvement is an improvement.
Cush rejects that.
And sucks
He
at
believes
bull.
the people had spoken and organised a protest at a Kentish Council meeting.
And what they say goes, they don't listen to the people at all.
We gotta make it, though, before they...
That was the best break he had. They edited that and put that in the video. He sucks at pool.
Shut the back door as well.
Round the back door.
Hey, we can't get in the front door. We'll have to go round the back.
Quick, Sire, don't.
As residents arrive, councillors appear uneasy. 2 of the residents turn up, despite being banned, for what the council says is unacceptable behaviour. The police are called. And they're asked to leave.
This is the very person.
Thank you, please leave.
I don't want to do it.
Please leave.
No, I thought it was good.
I don't want to leave.
I need you to get into your car and leave the property.
Let's go to your car.
Andrew, go to your car.
This is American ideology being imported to Australia. Oh, your police still have badges and stuff. I know, right? It's wild. Our police don't, wear masks and look like Russian terrorists. They have badges. They identify themselves. It's a whole new world out here.
Cush's strategy is part of an organised effort spreading across the country. In Victoria, sovereign citizen-linked groups have bombarded local government with so many petitions and protests, they've had to cancel events and ban the public from meetings. In Western Australia, intense lobbying has pushed more than a dozen cities and rural councils to consider opposing COVID rules. And in New South Wales and Queensland, one group even walked into council and police stations declaring they no longer held any jurisdiction.
These people are insane. They need mental health care. Yeah, they don't wear masks, so no one confuses them with actual traffickers. You know, like the case that happened this week of 3 guys that dressed like ICE that weren't ICE and went to go kidnap a woman so they could rape her. Yeah, you know, like to avoid stuff like that, generally. That's why they don't wear masks, they carry badges, they have a uniform.
In Western Australia, I've come to meet a group that takes commitment to people power to a new level.
How are you? Alan?
Hello, fascists.
The Sovereign People's Assembly of Western Australia is a self-declared common law group that...
This is wild because Western Australia is like the strongest Labour state, voting like left, or essentially our Democrats.
Set up its own court.
This is basically California.
It's even appointed its own common law sheriffs to enforce their judgments.
Again, could you imagine this being done by like non-Nazis? That'd be cool.
For the first time, they've agreed to speak to the mainstream media.
It's full time for some of us, all day, every day, 7 days a week, fielding lots of phone calls, lots of emails, queries from all over Australia, all over the world now as well.
This is from the Federal Court of Australia. They're breaking their own rules. So that's why...
Let's see. The accused public who are elected judges in Parliament of the Commonwealth are charged with making common law if a court with a judge, unconstitutional, Mr. Magistrate can be accused of attempting to something the course of justice in respect to judicial powers of the Commonwealth. This is not what they think it says. Like, this is not what they... I can't read most of these words, and I know that this is not what this says. Unconstitutional. Sad. Small hands.
People are coming to us because they want remedy.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This common law court is now in session.
They held their first common law court case in 2022.
This is fucking
On
wild.
trial were the people who imposed the mandates during COVID.
Has the jury reached a verdict on all charges?
Yes.
Their jury finds the then Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, and all the state premiers guilty of multiple crimes.
On the charge of violation of the Nuremberg Code, how does the jury find the defendants?
Guilty.
On the charge of genocide?
Guilty.
On the charge of human trafficking?
Guilty on the charges of human trafficking.
Nuremberg, genocide, and human trafficking. You people, like, don't care about any of this. If they actually... Could you imagine these people on our side actually fighting against Nazis, genocide, and human trafficking? Could you imagine? You can't just do your own courts. No, you can... This is Sharia law. It kind of is, actually. Are they just doing the we are outside your jurisdiction just to make up their own jurisdiction to impose their laws on others? Sheriff of what? Yes. And also the laws they're imposing on others are people that they don't have jurisdiction to go after. These people in fucking rural Western Australia are not arresting Scott Morrison for genocide. Now, Scott Morrison is a piece of shit, but he didn't commit genocide. He committed negligence and shitting in a McDonald's bathroom. What is this? How are you going to say you don't have power over me, then impose power? I mean, that is what laws are, aren't they? The laws are just like a threat of violence by the ruling party of a civilization against others in order to, like, maintain control. But, like, you know, they're not the ruling party. They need to speak full Arabic. They really do. This woman should be covering her head. Where is your burqa? You know, the burqas are better at Hungry Jack's. If you understand that reference, you're my favorite. Hold on, where is it?
Did you know that the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's?
I'm sorry. It's just perfect.
No.
So
That the burgers is better at Hungry Jack?
if you don't know what Hungry Jack's is, Hungry Jack's is Burger King in Australia, except the name Burger King is owned by a small burger shop, and they refused to sell the name to Burger King. So Burger King had to change its name to Hungry Jack's in Australia. Which is, I mean, incredibly funny in and of itself, but the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's is great because their slogan is the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. So that's why it's fantastic.
After a really good lengthy discussion, the jury have agreed that with all the defendants on the charges of fraud, the remedy will start off with a minimum of 30 years for each defendant.
Duly noted.
They want 30 years for each defendant. Now, personally, I think everyone that they have listed should go to prison. It's just not for crimes they listed. America gets beef from Australia. Quite a lot of it, actually. In fact, funny enough, since your president imposed tariffs on us, even though we have a trade surplus, not a, like, you weren't losing money buying from us. We're now selling you more beef than we were before for more money. So you're paying more money for the same beef, and we're just selling you more of it because you are buying more of it. So it's good for us. It's really bad for you, however. And America was mad that we don't buy their beef. I think we do a little bit now. I think it's going to go into pet food because no one wants to eat American beef. Actually, doing their own cohort is wild, but in America, with enough money, they probably could purchase prison space to store their own convicts. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Instead of memorizing conspiracy theories, people could actually put cognitive effort into learning about how the world works. Again, like, if any of these people put, like, 10 minutes of time into trying to learn about what they're mad about, like, for real, they would be an incredibly based ally here. To us. But, see, this is what I mean by, like... So, we've talked about socialism for the idiots, right? This is anarchism for the idiots. Except they've invented states again, so it's now no longer anarchism. Now it's just authoritarianism for idiots.
Decided. And that is it.
Fucking white nationalists.
I'm keen to ask the adjudicator, Alan, about the court cases.
When the common law sheriffs sentence someone like the Prime Minister, is that just symbolic? Is it just for attention, or are you serious? Are you seriously sentencing them?
Well, they've come before a jury, and it is serious, yes. Yes, they've committed crimes. So, if you look at the recent COVID week, one of our first major cases that we had was in a common law court with a full jury. And we heard the evidence as set out. There's no judges or magistrates in there. There's just an adjudicator and the witnesses. Yes, when they found...
Exactly, long like Homo sapien, hence why I'm talking about them now, and hence why we need to cut them off. Because they will grow immensely fast. We have a case of the zombie virus. This is patient zero, all right? Like, we gotta quarantine this area before this virus spreads to everyone else. I don't know. I'm not thinking about that. Latino feud. Probably quite a few of them, though.
I'm guilty. They are found guilty of a charge, and they could get a jail sentence or a fine. But once again, we can't impose that at this stage because the police won't recognise our...
It's kind of wild that even, like this person is a fascist, but he doesn't sound like the fascists that I'm used to. Like, he just sounds like a dude, which is an indicator that there's a chance here to save these people. They're not fully infected yet.
Court orders. The only tools we have is psychological.
And you don't have jails.
Sorry? And well, jails is another thing. I'm not going to, I don't think we can lock them up in our back garden somewhere. So, but, on these people, it's a psychological message to them. And they play games with the people, basically.
I care about you.
2 of their common law sheriffs were recently jailed for contempt of court. They're still rattled by the case.
Now imagine them in America, but our government is crazy enough that it starts recognizing their rulings. Don't give me that.
The sentencing
These people should just go to America then. Fuck it, go over there.
judge described the group's ideology as extremely dangerous, adding that dangerous ideas breed dangerous people.
you've had 2 of your members wind up in jail.
Absolutely.
They were dangerous people before the dangerous ideas. These are people that shoot at cops. These are people that just shoot at people on their property. In Australia, you're not even allowed to do that. Like in America, you have the right to shoot someone on your property. You do not have that right here. It is because is it because salvageable, or is it he's clever enough to not scream Nazi shit blatantly? It's difficult to tell, but I do think that some of these people, at least, would be salvageable. Whether the organizers are salvageable or not, I would lean no. Generally, just because if you're an organizer in this, you're so many steps in to the radicalization that it's just not possible. But a lot of the older people, like over 65s, those are not that difficult. Because over 65s aren't brain rotted the same way that like Gen X and Zoomers are. It's mostly millennials and boomers that are like the only people who haven't fully succumbed to the brain rot.
How did that feel?
Devastating. Absolutely devastating.
In the conversations I'm having, people keep raising their fears about being disarmed. It seems fueled by police revoking gun licenses from people with sovereign citizen beliefs. They fear...
Oh, just as a reminder for all my sovereign citizens in the United States. They've seized 68 guns in the last week. So, you know. My mind is totally going crazy right now. The loopholes in our executive branch are currently being exploited, right? I've never considered what kind of constitutional crisis loopholes exist in our judiciary. Well, maybe you should consider them and maybe try and make some use of them, long like Homo sapien. Let me know if you find one.
Yeah, the police want to disarm the people so they can control them.
Who's got all the guns?
But there are more guns in Australia now than there were before gun legislation was put in place.
And it's no time in history as a population being disarmed has there not been genocide. And this is what they're doing here now. And I mean...
Who's disarming you? Who? They made gel blasters illegal, but you can have a gun license. The gun laws haven't changed much. Now, sure, you gotta have a safe in your house that the police will have to come visit to check that you're storing them, right? No one is trying to take your guns. No one's even talking about taking your guns. They're banning machetes and swords and knives, not guns.
You know, talk about conspiracy. When we have all this information and we're presented to the authorities, I mean, we've asked for an audience with the commissioners, we've asked for an audience with politicians. They won't answer questions because they can't.
Then, Alan makes a call for more guns.
I know that, you know, as far as having a population that is sensible and armed and educated is a good deterrent to not only its own government from enforcing.
I do agree with this, by the way. Now, like, understand, guns are not going away. You can print guns out now, like, literally, in your house. You can just print one. There are examples of countries that have gun laws that aren't bad. Look at Switzerland, where they teach shooting in school. Like, school kids go to after-school programs and do shooting competitions, and they have almost no gun violence. They're scared? Yes, but they're scared because of things that they're making up in their head. I don't care about their fear. Their fear is a tool that's being used to manipulate them. And it's not like, they're not the issue. This is being imported from the United States. America's the issue here. Like, literally, America's what's causing this. But I don't care that they're scared. I'm scared. Do you see me doing this? No. They're not. They're choosing to be irrational. It's not irrational fear. It is an inability to coexist in a space with discomfort. They need to push that discomfort away, and they can never cope with it themselves. I understand how infectious the virus is now. Yeah, like, this is what I've been trying to say. The woke mind virus, it's just this. It's actually the anti-woke mind virus.
Things, but any foreign entity that wants to come into this country and, like the United States, they think about you've got a ready-made army sitting there ready to go that could potentially be difficult for an invader.
So, Leith, how long have you been involved in this?
After speaking with several members, it's clear Crown leaders...
I also think it's fine to make some rules up and convince people to believe in them as long as it's good for their life. At this point, I don't care. Like, at this point, any tool available to us is worth using. How the hell is he able to claim and enact an alternative court system without it being considered treason? Liberals. That's how. Literally, that's how. Especially in a game with no refs? Yes, we're playing a game with no refs, so let's play the fucking game. You're playing a rigged game. It's been made difficult for you, and you want to win the game. And there are no rules. No one's watching. Well, there's rules that almost count, and there are people watching, and only will they interfere if you get too obvious. So be good at the game, learn how to play the rigged game, and maybe you can win. Play by the rules that you find. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Literally, yeah, that's the way they've played. That's the way they've laid it out now. You have to cheat to win the game. It's just how you cheat matters. I'd rather cheat by winning the information war, because I'll just win the game anyway. It's we're playing Civ, right? You're playing Civ. They're going for the domination victory. I want to go for the cultural victory. Does that make sense with you?
Keith Masters is the spiritual guru of the Sovereign People's Assembly of Western Australia. Lee, are you a sovereign?
They're doing fucking magic. Astrology. This is a guru.
Is the spiritual guru of the Sovereign People's Assembly of Western Australia. Lee, are you
astrology ass shit. Lawful, superior jurisdiction, legal, inferior jurisdiction. This whole chart is just one big delusion. We cheat now so future generations have rules that are fair where they aren't forced to cheat. We live in Cyberpunk 1984. Do it that way you will. Gotta, you know, sometimes you don't gotta fix her, but you just gotta do the job. Isn't that just a chakra chart? I don't know. I'm not, you know, one of those.
A sovereign citizen?
I am a sovereign citizen, and everyone is a sovereign citizen. And that is worth knowing about, because the media love to put it out there as a spin that sovereign citizen is some kind of cult, something to be frightened of, or some radical movement. It is not that at all.
This is why you don't propagandize by calling them cults. You don't try and scare people away from the movement. That's not going to help you. You want to embarrass the movement. You call them a bunch of losers, hicks, like old fucking geriatrics with 3 teeth and 1 brain cell that they're sharing. That's how you get people to move away from it. Don't call them cults. Don't call them, like, I call people Nazis, but I'm calling people Nazis when I'm talking to you. If I'm talking to them, or I'm talking to like a broader, much bigger audience that I don't know already knows what I mean, I'm going to use the word demon because it hits better and it means the same thing. Be mean to mean people. Exactly, Raskolnikov.
Is simply the architecture between law and legal. So if we look at our diagram, the sovereign lives here in the
Okay, let's have a look at this. COVID-19 pandemic vaccine agenda. That's a great fucking way to start that. To be a demon slayer? I would love to be. Humanity needs to be under the superior jurisdiction of the rule of law. Freedom to live here, lawful. This is so incoherent that I can't even read it. Make your own cult and poach their members. I advocate for this. Do so. Make a cult for me, guys. I'm kidding. Don't actually do that.
Living in law, evidenced by the breath. That is the ultimate evidence of living breath.
What is the Great Awakening?
It is the movement.
Okay. Great Awakening. Huh. It's like I've never heard that one before. Why is it that I'm never fucking wrong?
Of 2,000 years, called the Age of Pisces, where we were in guardianship, into the new age, the Age of Aquarius, which is a time of humanitarianism.
I want to throw this person in the hole. Get the fuck out of here with your goddamn astrology. By rule of law, they mean weird theological contrivances, and apparently, like, the placement of solar bodies in the sky. They're doing magic here. You're a witch. This is a witch.
Where we are totally poised to ensure that all of humanity is looked after equitably. That is the Great Awakening.
That sounds interesting, but what does it mean?
Well,
see, I would not be this nice as the interviewer, but that's probably why I don't get to go do interviews like that.
I've just been explaining it to you. As we move out of a legal system where we've been put into guardianship, where we can't be seen and we can't be heard, and then we move back into law where we are seen and we are heard, and all of the industries that have been created by the use of our resources, including the government, which is our public servant. It loves to put
Oh my god, I hate that. Thank you. I forgot what I was saying. This woman is fucking insane. Right? But this is just socialism for morons. You understand that, right? She's talking about how the state is stealing your money, is creating things from you, that they're your public servant, that they work for you. You understand all of that, and then you get to the end, and you, instead of blaming corporations, it's like, oh, it's the Jews. Oh, it's the vaccine companies. I just want to bash my head into a wall. How do you deal with these people? I mean, she's not as bad as the ANCAPs, actually. Like, she believes in, like, weird theological magic bullshit, but at least she has some modicum of reality in her brain, and that she understands that we are being exploited. The others are just mad that they don't get to do whatever the fuck that they want. Money is a construct of the state. Capital is a construct of the state. Like, I feel like money would still exist without capital. I just think we have to get rid of capital because we are being exploited. She understands this. But she'll get to the very end, and instead of saying, oh, it's the corporations, no, it's the Jews. Every time.
The word authority on all of its, and on the end of all of its departments. It's not the authority, it's the public servant. We're the authority, the people are the authority working in law.
Do you have trust in any mainstream institutions like hospitals, schools, or the health system?
Yeah, absolutely. But we have to recognise that what has been happened, now this is a key factor, in that all of those institutions are managed by our inherent right to resources, which are stored in what is called Sesta KV trusts. Now, Sesta KV trust is something that means we will look after your resources whilst you are lost. And where we are lost is in the Holy See. And why in the Holy See? Because
I just Googled the exact words that she said, and there is no such thing. Now, there is a different thing that's spelled differently that's called this. A sestuiquivi is a French term that in English translates to he who lives. It means the duration of a gift, a trust, or estate. Okay, what does this do? Can be used by an individual who is the beneficiary of a trust or an insurance policy with rights to property and the income and profits of that property provides. What the fuck is this woman talking? This is about property ownership. What the fuck is she talking about? Remember the question was, do you trust hospitals and stuff? That's true, actually. It was hospitals and schools and institutions. I don't know how the fuck we got to that. I miss J-Reg's Centroside series. His character was hilarious. I have not seen it.
Because this is all Vatican.
I don't really watch political content when I'm off stream, so.
Constructs. We've been under the guardianship of the Vatican. So why in the whilst you are lost?
Sorry, hold on. I need to go back because what the fuck? This is hurting. It's killing my brain cells.
Lost. And where we are lost is in the Holy See. And why in the Holy See? Because this is all Vatican constructs. We've been under the guardianship of the Vatican. So whilst we're lost, allegedly, they get to...
One more time for me. I'm sorry.
In what is called Sesta KV trusts. Now, Sesta KV trust is something that means we will look after your resources whilst you are lost. And where we are lost is in the Holy See. And why in the Holy See? Because this is all Vatican constructs. We've been under the guardianship of the Vatican.
The Holy See refers to the global policy led by the Catholic Church, which is recognized by the UN. Okay, what does that mean, though? I don't know what that means. Latino Mifune. That's the first time I'm hearing it. According to Google, it's complete bullshit that conflates two legal terms. Yep, exactly, Curly Dorothy. She is like, these people just make shit up. I Googled the word that it said, not even a thing. It's a French word, and it's about property ownership and banking and trusts. What does that have to do with you? Nothing at all. I'm sure if I looked up the Holy See, that would also have nothing to do with this at all.
So whilst we're lost...
And remember, the original question was, do you trust any institutions like schools or hospitals?
Allegedly, they get to monetize our energy and the planet through things like the birth certificate and modes of currency, like the US dollar, for example.
I feel like I've actually gotten dumber after listening to her. I don't know what the fuck the terms of currency, like the birth certificate in the US, like, I get the dollar, that's currency. I don't, what? Not policy, but polity. It's a global structure of governance of the Catholic Church. Ah, okay. I wouldn't know, but thank you for the correction. I will look that up. Polity. I need to look at. I don't know what that word actually means. When these people talk to each other, do they actually like communicate? I imagine it's kind of like two AIs talking to each other along like Homo sapien, where they just like say, like they just beep and put out like random characters, but then the other one understands it because, I mean, like they're just making them as they go along. How does basic human language work when concepts can have definitions so wild? It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it does. I think that's kind of the problem.
When the Assembly's court or grand jury makes a judgment, it falls to the sheriffs to serve these orders to the parties. Today, they're serving the Western Australian Land Titles Office, Landgate, with documents relating to mortgages held by farmers.
Isn't Terra Australis something like really anti-First Nations?
How often do you go about serving people?
We've been doing a lot of serving this year. We've got put together what we call bundles, which are bundles of documents which have been written by Crown Executive orders and all the grand jury orders, which are applicable to, in this case, or Donna can explain about the
farmers we've got.
Yeah.
Brought evidence to the grand jury. We've had up to 40 or 50 jurors vote unanimously on these orders around Australia. Yeah.
Now, what outcomes do you hope to achieve?
Farmers get their farms back.
Oh my god, these people are stupid. Gov.uk government news warning on... Okay, but that's UK. And, like, that's weird, but... I lost it. Oh. Damn it. Here. Okay, so what does this say? Fraudsters offering false common law car insurance and claiming the insurance is backed by the holders. Yeah, okay, they're doing scams with it. Love that. Thank you, Curly Dorothy. Fantastic. It's just a grift. It's always been a grift. It will always be a grift. They have nothing but grift. It's even more perplexing how these groups grow because this should be horribly easy to psyop. It is a psyop. Like, that's the thing, right? It is a psyop. If you try and psyop it, they just add that to their list. They absorb it like a sponge. And to be fair, MK Ultra wasn't bullshit. Like, we did a lot of fucked up shit. If you read the Shock Doctrine, we learned how to brainwash people for capitalism doing MK Ultra. So, you know, partially in like Canada, but like it was some fucked shit. Now, like a lot of what they believe about MK Ultra is nonsense, but like we did do some wild shit in MK Ultra. See, the difficulty when it comes to conspiracy theories in the U.S. government is the U.S. government does a lot of bad things. So it's kind of, it's hard to convince somebody that it's a conspiracy when they could do it, you know. It's all vibe-based for them now.
So what happened?
The assistant to the registrar come down and spoke to us for a while, and they are going to lodge the documents, not put them on the title, which we would like, but yeah, just taking them and accepting them and having them lodged and put on file, I think it's a good win.
Yeah. This is happening all over the country?
It is, yes. Yeah.
See, the thing that bothers me about this the most is they're doing exactly what I keep telling everyone of you to do. Organize and do political action from the bottom up. These people are running for their local councils. These people are running for their school boards. These people are running for positions of power that can change the lives of people in their community. And they're succeeding. This is how the Republicans did it. When everyone, you know, was freaking out the Tea Party and all that during Obama years, you know what the Republicans did? They had young people enter politics from the bottom up. They had them join the Republican Party, run in local councils, local seats, state legislatures, school boards, and then they built the movement from the bottom and took over. I want you to do the same thing. I don't give a fuck if you hate the Democrats. I hate the Democrats. Go join the Democrats. Go join the DSA. Do something. Just, you know, like, do something. They're doing it. When you eventually go out and you decide, okay, fine, I will run for office. Do you know how easy it will be for you to win that office? Do you know how much people hate their local councils? Do you know how much people hate their school boards? Do you know how stupid most Americans are? And if you're watching me, you're clearly smarter than, I mean, like, I'm not a genius, by the way. It keeps me up at night because I am not smart enough to be smarter than this many people. But clearly, the world has changed. You guys can do it too. They have no idea where they're going. Like, they just know that they're on board. And, like, it's a cult. Yeah, this is the big Kool-Aid cult. Like, it was Jonestown. Great stream as always. Gonna throw you up on my phone. Gotta sleep. Oh my god. Go to sleep. 61 hours. Jesus Christ. Funcore. Have a lovely, lovely night. I'm pretty much done once this video's over anyway, but I refuse. Also, I'm a fucking moron. I think that, like, people would be at this level of intelligence at least if we stopped, like, if we hadn't done the brainwashing. The Republicans have been pushing, young Republicans and pushing young adults to run for lowest offices since the 50s by people like William Buckley, National Review. The GOP is coordinating the top-down electioneering, plus tons and tons of fucking rats. Exactly. Like, it's wild, and it's hard now, but, like, we should still try. Great running into you, too. Let's finish this video, and then we'll wrap it up with a nice raid. I mean, we're almost done.
We are the guardians of the law.
FBI in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
We are always in peace.
so how do you feel then when you get labelled as a domestic terrorist? Because, you know,
Have a lovely, lovely night.
that label comes from somewhere, like it is.
FBI in America.
Yeah.
The FBI in America is not what's labeling these people terrorists. It's the Australian Federal Police, guys. Come on.
But they do that because there have been radical instances where violence has occurred.
Well, it's just what we call the spin. It's like the sovereign citizen. It's out there to try and discredit us. But at the end of the day, law is the superior jurisdiction, and that is going to win out eventually.
We asked Landgate about the documents they received. They said they found no legal merit in the 200-odd pages and don't intend to take any further action at this time.
These people just want a family. They do. They want good things. They're just being led in the wrong direction. They want community. Exactly. If we get to them first, even now, even those people, we have a chance. This isn't America. The zombie virus has not spread. This is patient zero. If we can quarantine this now, then we will win. We will eradicate the virus. I think this one I need to make into like a proper YouTube video and post it. Jeez, I hate editing.
End of pseudo-law judgments, the harm can feel very real. How are you? Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Scott Murren lives in a state of constant readiness. He believes there's a risk he could lose his children to a sovereign citizen group.
I've had letters sent demanding I hand the children over.
The boy's mother became a sovereign citizen during COVID.
I had one letter sent to say that I had to take my children to a isolated rural property somewhere in Gympie, I think in Queensland, and hand them over and face a law court up there.
That's fucking sus.
I was looking at life in prison and hard labour. I don't know how they're going to make that happen. I've had threats that their law...
They sentenced him to hard labour? What the fuck?
Law enforcement officers, spelt L-O-R-E, or their sheriffs, would come and take the kids and return them to their mother.
So, kidnapping and terrorism. Oh, and illegal imprisonment and slavery. So, that's that list. Slavery, kidnapping, illegal imprisonment, endangerment of a child, terrorism.
In 2021, Scott's ex took the boys to a protest in Canberra, where the old Parliament House doors were set on fire.
I didn't know about that, somehow. Holy shit. We had a Jan 6.
It was sickening to see two young boys at the front doors of Old Parliament House. You know, kids shouldn't be present at any of
Literal terrorism.
What kind of steps have you taken to protect your kids? Lots. I've got friends that regularly patrol past our house day and night. If any suspicious vehicles or persons around, I'm made aware pretty quickly.
Hey, look, community can do that for you. You know, if you have friends that can come by your house and check and see, hey, like, is there weird cars over there? Actually awesome. I wish the US had work camps, but you can go home after 8-hour shifts. Yeah, sure. You know we do, right? Except you don't get to go home. You just get to stay in that camp forever. Can't you just rebuke a hard labor sentence from the sovereign citizens just by saying, no, I'm a sovereign citizen too? I mean, yeah, Curly Dorothy, you probably could. You could also just, like, laugh at them and then put them in the hole.
The cameras, I've had to put trackers on my youngest son. So the 2 dots there show the boys still at school. I'll get a phone call from Tyler at the moment he gets on the bus or just before. Once I know they're on the bus, I'll track them
because, like,
all the way until they get here.
They could get kidnapped. Yeah, I can understand that. We had work camps, but they were changing. We have work camps now. Look at Alligator Auschwitz.
15, 20 minutes.
I need your most senior on duty.
Scott's ex is Helen Delaney. A video of her being stopped by police in her car went viral in 2023.
You don't have any
Of course her name is fucking Helen.
jurisdiction on this land. Okay, you're under arrest. You're a freak. Yep.
I have never enjoyed police violence like this. Oh my god. This is what they've done to me. I'm enjoying police violence. If this was an ICE agent, I would be saying, shoot that ICE agent. This... Go for officer, continue, please. I beg of thee.
This land. Okay, you're under arrest. You're a freak. Yep. Yeah, man,
except these guys are right.
I'd love to just get you one-on-one. Yep. Yeah, man, I would love to just get you one-on-one.
Last year, Helen
That was kind of hot. I'm not even gonna lie.
was arrested for breaching an AVO and stalking.
You will be personally, privately, and civilly liable. Do you understand that? I have a private legal schedule here, and you're trafficking me. And you understand that you're under arrest? Personating. No, I'm not under arrest. You're kidnapping me. Right. And I'm telling you, I'm not in your jurisdiction. Okay. You're foreign to me.
She spent several months in jail. It provided
okay. Sure. Whatever you say.
Only a brief reprieve for Scott from the group's activities.
This term keeps coming up, paper terrorism. What does it mean in your experience?
In my experience, once they get hold of your home address, your email, they bombard you. Some of the emails can be 50 pages long. It's gobbledygook, nonsense to me, but it's constant. You get that if a police officer...
It's usually AI now too.
...is involved in the case and they manage to get his email, then he'll get the same. It happened to my lawyers. It happened to all of the judges and registrars in the federal court that were involved in our case, and it's relentless.
Yeah, they just get AI to write nonsense and they just spam you with it, and it's usually like threats.
It doesn't stop. Yeah.
Friendly Geordies, another Australian like YouTuber, had his house firebombed because he made a video outing like the gambling lobby. Except the people who did it were morons and they hit his neighbor's house and he wasn't even home. Eating a succulent Chinese meal. A succulent Chinese meal. I mean, it might have been pre-AI. This was posted a day ago. Now I gotta play the succulent Chinese meal video though.
I can see them walking down the street.
G'day, how you doing, mate? I'm Mahmood. Pleasure to meet you.
I think we get the picture there. Like, it's pretty bad, y'all. I do enjoy that both meals that are both succulent and Chinese. Well, so did they came for him for enjoying a succulent Chinese meal.
You just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
You're under arrest. I'm under what?
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one.
Yes. I see that you know your judo well. This guy died a couple years ago, actually. It was really sad. Good luck, Australia. The virus incubates for about 7 to 11 years before it straight up takes over your democracy. Yeah, so unfortunately, it's been incubating for about 5-6 years here anyway. He was a piece of shit. Of course he was. This dude sounds like a sovereign citizen. This was just very funny. Yeah, no, I'm quite scared, Lonely Homo sapien. Yeah, from my American point of view, you know what it looks like to me? It looks like we're in Obama years. We're in Obama's second term right now. That's what it feels like. Because Albo won his second term. We're in Obama 2. And the right is incubating. Once symptoms are present, you are already in the potential point of no return. I know. This was about comedy, not valorizing him. That's true. No, I know. Like, fuck, long ago I was saying, but you got me. Like, you were as serious as I am, and I was trying to make jokes about it. But yeah, no, once symptoms appear, we're already kind of in the bad place. You know, it's not like we have treatments, and we can't quite vaccinate once we're already sick. It's more quarantine and not let it spread. God, like, if I had the ability to just block this entire area off with humans, I would. If the symptoms last longer than 4 years, please contact your doctors. Well, thank God we have free healthcare here, at least until these fucks try and get rid of it. Alright guys, please like the stream if you haven't done so already, and join the Discord. And let's see who we can drop a raid to. Gotta support other streamers, of course. What's up, Certified Garbage? Just in time for me to hop off, actually. Hi. Let's see. We gotta support other leftist streamers. Oh, thank you, Lonely Homo sapien. You are late, but thankfully this video will be on YouTube, so you can have fun there. This looks like an interesting one. Let's go. Now, I will probably be here tomorrow. I may not be able to make it, but I'll let you guys know. If I don't, it'll be because I am following the money. But I will see you guys next time, if not Thursday. Have a lovely night.
Yeah. Readers out of context, hobby horsing. Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit!